Let's begin by getting you the latest on Donald Trump's tariff tantrum. His latest announcement, Donald Trump has threatened India yet again over its purchase of Russian oil. In a post on Truth Social, Trump has said that India is not only buying massive amounts of Russian oil, they are then, for much of the oil purchase, selling it on the open market for big profits. This is Trump's claim. By the way, as expected, he's not backed it up with any evidence. But then he goes on to say in his post that India doesn't care how many people in Ukraine are being killed by the Russian war machine, as he puts it. And then in the last line of his post, Donald Trump goes ahead and says that because of this, we are going to increase the tariff on India. By how much, really, what kind of increase are we looking at? None of those details being given right now. This comes even as Trump's aide has also called out India for trading with Russia, claiming India's funding Russia's war by buying oil from them.
Well, I understand India no longer is going to be buying oil from Russia. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's a good step. We'll see what happens. Well, I understand India no longer is going to be buying oil from Russia. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's a good step. We'll see what happens. Well, I understand India no longer is going to be buying oil from Russia. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's a good step. We'll see what happens.
So those were the comments that Donald Trump has made previously. Today, in his latest post, he said that we will be increasing the tariff on India because of India's ties with Russia. I want to bring in Gaurav Sawant to understand why really this is being done. Gaurav, how do you really understand this about why Trump has resorted to going ahead and increasing the tariff once again on India? By how much, we don't know yet.
You know, Akshita, Donald Trump is trying, does appear prima facie, to bully India into submission. And India is holding firm. India has made one thing very clear. India will continue to buy oil from Russia. There are no sanctions on Russian oil. There's just a $60 price cap. So India is following all international norms here. And India refines that oil and then exports it to Europe, for example. So Europe is buying that refined oil. G7 countries are buying that Russian oil that India refines and then exports. India does not buy oil, for example, from Venezuela or Iran, where there are, US sanctions and not UN sanctions. That's point one. Point two, look, India is the third largest energy consumer in the world, and India is 85% dependent on its energy needs. So India cannot not take oil from Russia. If it were to rely only on West Asia, for example, that would spike prices. That would lead to a big spike in oil prices, and Indian economy and Indian consumers will be adversely impacted. And that's something that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar have repeatedly made very clear to the world. You remember when that that special operations of Russia started in Ukraine, oil prices in 2022 had shot up to about $137 per barrel. There are some reports that seem to indicate that if India does not buy Russia or the oil from Russia, the prices could cross the 150, touch or go beyond the $200 per barrel, and it could lead to recession. So India is buying that $60 a barrel oil, and those are caps kept by the G7 countries, refining it and then exporting it to those countries. So following all norms, and that is why India perhaps does not want to buckle under American president's pressure on
Rightly
oil.
so.
Incidentally,
Yeah.
reports seem to indicate some of that refined oil is also purchased by the United States and other European Union countries.
India is not budging, and the reality is, Gaurav, that what we're seeing essentially is Trump's flip-flop on Russia. 1 second is a dost, 1 second dushman, and as a result of it, suddenly he's piling on India for our relationship with Russia. Thanks very much, Gaurav, for joining us on this broadcast. Let's just put it in context for our viewers. As far as, Russia's crude exports are concerned, we break it down country-wise for you. What you'll notice here is a very interesting number that China and India are taking most of Russia's oil. And actually topping that list is China at 36%, India there at 28%. So there's a difference there. China's number one. Trump, of course, has tried this tactic with China. It didn't really work. You look at it, and the numbers that we're putting out right now is essentially million barrels per day from 2021 all the way to 2024. The data from 2024 shows you how really there's been a considerable change in countries trading with Russia. China still at number one at 2.4 million barrels per day. India at 1.9 million barrels per day. Like I said, Trump tried to go ahead and also punish China for various reasons, not just for their Russia tie-up. China stared him right in the eye, and so he's forced to back off and agree to some sort of a deal. India too has made it very clear that our interests will not be compromised just because of Donald Trump continuing to threaten us with more and more tariffs. What's also happening as a result of Donald Trump issuing these kind of threats and constantly being unpredictable at a time that supposedly trade talks were supposed to happen between India and America is that there's an axis of sorts being created where you have India and Russia now getting closer than ever before, courtesy America, courtesy Donald Trump. Here's a report on that.
It is not acceptable for India to continue financing this war by purchasing the oil from Russia.
Tensions between the US and India over trade rise after President Donald Trump announced a 25% tariff and penalties on New Delhi. Trump's top aide has now accused India of financing Russia's war in Ukraine. Miller tempered his criticism by noting that Trump's relationship with Prime Minister Narendra Modi is tremendous.
So President Trump, he wants a tremendous relationship and has had always a tremendous relationship with India and the Prime Minister. But we need to get real about dealing with the financing of this war. So President Trump, all options are on the table to deal diplomatically, financially, and otherwise with the ongoing war in Ukraine so we can achieve peace and end the war that the Democrat Party and Joe Biden are responsible for.
India is holding its fort. Prime Minister came out swinging, calling for a national push to support local industry, urging Indians to buy and sell local.
ऐसा कोई भी राजनीतिक दल हो, कोई भी राजनेता हो, उसने अपने संकोच को छोड़ करके देश हित में हर पल, हर बार, हर जगह देशवासियों के अंदर एक भाव जगाना होगा। अब हम कुछ भी खरीदें तो एक ही तराजू होना चाहिए। हम उन चीजों को खरीदेंगे जिसे बनाने में किसी न किसी भारतीय का पसीना बहा है।
Trump just days earlier called India a dead economy, lumping it with Russia. But Modi insists that India is on track to become the world's third largest economy and is prioritizing farmers and domestic industry first.
भारत भी दुनिया की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बनने जा रहा है। हमारे किसान, हमारे लघु उद्योग, हमारे नौजवानों के रोजगार, इनका हित हमारे लिए सर्वोपरि है।
Trump is also turning up heat on Kremlin, giving Russia until August 8th to stop the war on Ukraine or face fresh US sanctions.
There's a lot of people being killed in that ridiculous war. We stopped a lot of countries from war, India and Pakistan. We stopped a lot of countries. And we're going to get that one stopped too. Somehow we're going to get that one stopped. That's a really horrible.
As pressure mounts from the West, India's pivot towards its longtime partners, Russia. This may be more than just economic pragmatism. It could mark a long-term strategic shift. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's move on now to our top focus here on Newstruck. As promised, we're getting you the latest updates on the Bihar SIR drama that's playing out. The Election Commission has issued a notice to RJD leader Tejaswi Yadav after it was found that he allegedly has two different epic numbers, two different voter cards. This comes after Tejaswi claimed that despite holding a valid voter ID, his name had been removed from the voter list. It prompted an immediate response from the Election Commission that rubbished his claim. Once again today, we saw a showdown in Parliament over this. It's no longer restricted or limited to Bihar. The showdown has spread to Tamil Nadu, to Karnataka, which we'll tell you about in just a bit.
पूरा देश की जनता देख रही है कि हम सदन में चुन के भेजते हैं कानून बनाने के लिए और यहाँ कानून के बजाय आप सदन को बाधित कर रहे हैं। बिल पर चर्चा होने से रोक लगाना ये ठीक नहीं है।
The special intensive revision showdown over Bihar voter list is not dying down.
कि हंगामा किसके हित में, इस हंगामे का लाभ किसको मिलेगा? कम से कम जनता को इस हंगामे का लाभ नहीं मिलना है।
While the opposition has been claiming vote loot in Bihar, it is now on the back foot over Bihar LOP Tejasvi Yadav allegedly possessing twin voter ID cards. The poll watchdog has now asked Tejasvi to officially check his voter card for any discrepancies. The BJP is also taking Tejasvi's duplicate voter ID battle to Parliament to corner the opposition.
यह साबित हो चुका है कि वह सफेद झूठ बोलकर गुमराह कर रहे थे और चुनाव आयोग पर भी गलत आरोप लगा रहे थे।
The showdown over the Election Commission exercise is raging in both the houses, leading to repeated adjournment and no business. Opposition has dug in heels demanding debate on special intensive revision, with unruly scenes in Parliament for the third week in a row.
संसद की गरिमा को बनाए रखें।
देखिए, चुनाव आयोग मत कहिए, बीजेपी आयोग कहिए। बिल्कुल, जिसको कहते हैं वो क्या हिंदी में कहते हैं केंद्रीय चुनाव आयोग, जिसको कई लोग सोशल मीडिया पर केचुआ लिखते हैं।
What we are saying as political India Alliance is that the way the election commission is pushing towards SIR without any discussion, without any participation, one-sided 12% of the votes has been deleted. That is the thing we are asking. We are asking for a discussion in Parliament. Why the Modi government is afraid?
Government has cited that Election Commission is an independent body and there can't be discussion on its role and urged opposition to let the Parliament function and not stall governance.
आज बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण नेशनल स्पोर्ट्स गवर्नेंस बिल और नेशनल एंटी डोपिंग अमेंडमेंट बिल, दो बिल को एक साथ मिलकर के चर्चा करने के लिए तय किया गया था। वरना हमारे पास संख्या है, बार बार डिस्टर्बेंस हो रहा है, फिर भी सरकार की ओर से हम ये संदेश अपोजिशन पार्टी को देना चाहते हैं कि हम चर्चा चाहते हैं और बिना चर्चा किए कोई बिल पारित नहीं करना चाहते हैं।
नेशनल स्पोर्ट्स गवर्नेंस बिल और नेशनल एंटी डोपिंग अमेंडमेंट बिल।
The hangama delayed the sports governance and the anti-doping amendment bills in the Parliament. A determined government may shift focus to running business in both the houses from Tuesday as a washout looms. Bureau Report, India Today.
So let's tell you about why from Bihar there's a showdown over this in Tamil Nadu as well. Because you had senior Congress leader, Member of Parliament, Mr. P. Chidambaram, alleging that 6.5 lakh voters have been added in the electoral rolls in Tamil Nadu, a claim that was immediately busted by the Election Commission. Let's get you a sense of exactly what Mr. Chidambaram alleged and the Election Commission's rebuttal right after that. He said that 6.5 lakh migrants have been added as Tamil Nadu voters, added in the electoral roll of Tamil Nadu. Now, the EC maintained that this is completely baseless and misleading allegations in a detailed statement that they put out. Chidambaram also alleged that the Election Commission, by adding the 6.5 lakh migrants into the Tamil Nadu voter roll, has altered the electoral profile in Tamil Nadu, which is due for elections in 2026. The Election Commission has said that there is no truth to any of this, saying that any exercise like SIR, which is happening in Bihar, is yet to even be rolled out in Tamil Nadu. So there's no question of knowing how many additions or deletions are actually going to take place for there to be any change in the electoral profile. There's also an allegation from Chidambaram that illegal migrants from Bihar are added to the voter rolls in Tamil Nadu, and he's given that specific number of 6.5 lakh. The Election Commission has said voter registration is not area bound. So they've given a point-by-point rebuttal essentially. Chidambaram has also, while referring to all of these allegations, accused the Election Commission of misusing its authority. The Election Commission has instead accused the opposition of spreading lies, saying it's all an attempt to obstruct the ongoing SIR exercise. Now, Chidambaram is questioned while saying that 6.5 lakh migrants are being accommodated in Tamil Nadu. He's asked, don't migrants have homes in Bihar? How can they be added to other voter lists? Now, the Election Commission has said nothing of that sort has even happened and that linking the Bihar SIR to Tamil Nadu is absurd. That's the exact word the Election Commission has used. They've said that all of this is absurd. Now, I spoke earlier to Congress MP Karthi Chidambaram on these allegations as well. Here's that conversation. Let's get you now an exclusive conversation with Congress MP Karthi Chidambaram. So, Karthi, thank you very much for your time. Vanakkam. The Election Commission has said that any claims being made right now by Mr. Chidambaram, by you, of 6.5 lakh voters being added to the electoral roll in Tamil Nadu is misleading. It's absurd. These are the exact words that they've used. Tamil Nadu, of course, goes to polls next year. So, at this point, to make these comments when an SIR hasn't even been initiated in Tamil Nadu, is this just, needless? Is it fear-mongering right now?
See, first of all, this entire exercise of SIR is akin to the Jim Crow laws which were prevalent in the United States during the days of segregation, where the Jim Crow laws made it very difficult for people of color to register to vote. This SIR exercise is yet another attempt to disenfranchise people from the marginalized communities and from the minority communities. Leaving that as it may be, 65 lakh voters have been removed from the rolls of Bihar. We have to look at the granular detail of the 65 lakh voters to see whether they are genuine resident citizens who have been left off, or are they valid reasons for their deletion. Out of the 65 lakh voters, they say a considerable sum have moved on to other states. In that data, they are saying that 6.5 lakh voters have now become registered voters of Tamil Nadu. This is a diabolical plot. Most of the migrants from Bihar come for temporary work in Tamil Nadu. They typically indulge in work in the construction industry or in the service industry. They move from place to place. They are not ordinarily resident of Tamil Nadu. They don't have a permanent address in Tamil Nadu. How can they become registered voters of Tamil Nadu? If 6.5 lakh voters from Bihar become voters in Tamil Nadu, this is an attempt to change the character of the Electoral College of Tamil Nadu. This is unacceptable. This is a diabolical plot to change the electoral character of the entire electorate of Tamil Nadu.
Okay, but just that number you're referring to, where do these numbers even come from, Mr. Karthi Chidambaram, of 6.5 lakh voters in Tamil Nadu, migrant workers from Bihar who are being added to the electoral roll of Tamil Nadu? Where do these numbers come from? Are we at the end of the day jumping the gun?
Because when the Election Commission has given details of the 65 lakh voters in Bihar, they say a lot of them have moved to other states. When they have moved to other states, the data they are giving is that 6.5 lakh are in Tamil Nadu. That is where the data is coming from.
No, so, okay, let's refer to another aspect of this, the definition of an ordinary resident. Just to go deeper into that argument, we don't have those numbers. The EC has made it very clear. I'll reiterate that. But having said that, Section 20 of the Representation of the People Act of 1950 defines an ordinary resident. So if anyone is living in Delhi, hails from Tamil Nadu, they become a voter in Delhi. If I have documents now of Delhi, I'm from Tamil Nadu, yes. But because I'm from Tamil Nadu, but I live in Delhi, I vote in Delhi. So similarly, those who were from Bihar, if they live in Tamil Nadu, they are voters in Tamil Nadu now.
I completely agree with your contention. I know you are from Tamil Nadu. Now you have permanently moved to Delhi. You have an address in Delhi. You are working in Delhi. You are entitled to register to vote in Delhi. But the migrant worker is not a permanent resident of Tamil Nadu. He or she is moving from project to project. There might be a project in Tamil Nadu for which they are working for 6 months, after which that construction company or their contractor might take them to another state or to another part of Tamil Nadu. So where are they permanently resident? Which part of Tamil Nadu are they permanently resident in? They are migrant workers. Don't they go back to their home state for their festivals? Their roots are in their state. Their permanent residency is in their home state. Their permanent residency is not in Tamil Nadu. They are moving from project to project. So which constituency would you register them in? Suppose they work for the metro project in Chennai for some time. Then they move on to another construction site, say in the outskirts of Chennai. Then they move to a project in Madurai. Where are you going to register them?
Fair enough, fair question. But that's the point here. And I'll come back to what I asked earlier, Mr. Karthi Chidambaram, whether we're jumping the gun. The SIR hasn't begun in Tamil Nadu. And for obvious reasons, the Election Commission has their own scrutiny process. They will check papers, check documents before adding anyone into the electoral roll. So even if what you're suggesting actually happens, that, you know, someone is migrated to Tamil Nadu just for some brief work, at the end of the day, they'll have to submit papers to be able to vote there.
The point is, Election Commission has said that 6.5 lakh voters of the migrant, of the people, there has been many lakhs of voters they have deleted. Out of the many lakhs, they have said a part of them are moved out of the state. Out of the people who are moved out of the state, they are saying that 6.5 lakhs are moved to Tamil Nadu. That is where the problem is. How are they accepting that these 6.5 lakhs have become permanent residents of Tamil Nadu in order to become voters? So what documents are they basing them on? And how are these people, and which constituency are they assigning them to? If they are migrant workers who are moving from project to project, how can they be assigned a specific constituency to a voter? I am a voter in the Sivaganga parliamentary constituency and in the Tirupattur assembly, because I am resident in Managiri, which is part of the Tirupattur assembly. That is where I am registered as a voter. I mean, just because I move from Chennai to Sivaganga, from Sivaganga I move to another place in Tamil Nadu, I am not registered to vote in all three places. I am permanently resident in a place. So where are these migrant workers permanently resident? That is the clarification we need. If they are not permanently resident, they can't be voters. And this bringing in these migrant workers into the electoral roll, you are trying to change the character of the Electoral College of Tamil Nadu.
I'll take that forward, but reiterate here that the Election Commission has made it very clear that there is no addition of 6.5 lakh voters, as you've alleged repeatedly. But you also raised the point of, you know, what this will do in Tamil Nadu. If, and there's a big if right now, there is an addition really in the electoral rolls in Tamil Nadu, what do you think will be the impact in the state in the upcoming elections?
I don't know, suddenly if you add, say, 50,000 voters to an assembly, or 10,000 voters to an assembly segment who are not rooted to Tamil Nadu, I don't know what their concerns are. I mean, what is their social connect with the place? What is their economic connect to the place? They are there only for a project. So it can have very serious repercussions. The weightage of the permanent resident goes down. I don't know how these 10,000 people will vote. I mean, leaving that aside. But the weightage of the permanent resident goes down. That is unacceptable.
And finally, your response to the Election Commission in their statement when countering Mr. Chidambaram's comments about the addition of votes in Tamil Nadu has said that all of this is an attempt to obstruct the ongoing SIR exercise in Bihar. What's your response to that specific allegation that the opposition is doing this, making these comments simply to obstruct an ongoing Election Commission exercise?
These are obviously legitimate concerns which are emanating from the ground. Will the Election Commission just simply stonewall or not answer these questions? I mean, while there are many people who raised questions about the EVM, there were people who defended. I was one of the few people who defended the EVM. But now the conduct of the Election Commission is seriously suspect. They must first of all should not have done this SIR exercise just a few months before the election. They should have given adequate time for people to verify their documents, to call for, if they are deleted, they should be given enough time to appeal. And then they should share the data. We have been asking for the Election Commission to share the data in an electronic format, and they refuse to do it. I mean, they purposely wanted make it very difficult for us to troll through the data to find patterns, because if they give it to us in electronic format, we'll find that, be it addition, be it deletion, or anything else. But why is the Election Commission so loath to sharing data in an electronic format?
Fair enough. You're seeking clarity, you're seeking transparency from the Election Commission. Fair demand. Thank you very much, Chidambaram, for your time and for joining us here on India Today. So besides Tamil Nadu, the other big showdown between the opposition and the Election Commission is in Karnataka, where Rahul Gandhi himself has claimed that one big atom bomb is going to blow up, in which he says is evidence of voter manipulation in Karnataka. What exactly is this about? Well, Rahul Gandhi has gone on record in the last many weeks to claim that the Election Commission cheated in the Lok Sabha elections in Karnataka, 2024 elections essentially. The Election Commission, after the first time that Rahul Gandhi made this allegation, said that voter rolls have been prepared transparently and there is no question of any sort of cheating, as Rahul Gandhi put it. Rahul Gandhi said, we've got proof, 100% proof against EC, as he put it. And mind you, that proof is yet to be out because he's slated to be part of a protest in Bengaluru in a few days from now on August 8th, when he says, I will release whatever evidence I have. The Election Commission so far hasn't really responded to him saying he has evidence, but they've said that, look, we have shared the certified rolls with all political parties. So essentially a message that we were 100% transparent. Rahul Gandhi has claimed that poll panel is not doing its job. He's of course claimed that there's serious manipulation happening on the ground. The Election Commission has maintained that all of these are completely baseless allegations. But Rahul Gandhi has been upping the stakes, essentially saying that the Election Commission can't get away, it will be wiped out, even saying we will come for you, almost threatening the Election Commission. The EC has said we're threatened every day. It doesn't matter, we will continue doing our job. Now, Rahul Gandhi's essential premise is this. He says that elections are being stolen in India. But then the Election Commission has maintained that these comments are irresponsible remarks that are made by a few. So this is the war of words between the opposition and the Election Commission as far as Karnataka goes. And it'll be interesting to see what really Rahul Gandhi has to say during his protest in a few days from now. That's all we have time for in this edition of News Track. Thanks very much for tuning in.